It's time once again for a powerful mix of fitness, focus, and philosophy. Philosophy? That's right. Kick back and get ready for your host. Wisdom keeps her fit mentally, squats keep her fit and fine physically. Yes, I said fine. Tune in and prepare to challenge your body and your mind with Professor Kristen Hester. You'll think better, you'll live smartly, and all thanks to Kristen teaching us right now how to squat wisely. And now here's Professor Kristen Hester.
I am here once again, and I am excited about the show for today. Really cool guest that's going to come on today. And for you guys who are lovers and fans of hip-hop, this will be a show that you will probably enjoy. You know, I want to touch on speaking for a minute because I think it ties into the love and appreciation that people have for my guest. It also ties into my love and appreciation for speaking. One of the things that I really, really like about speakers, people who I feel are great speakers, is their ability to have you at the word hello. I mean, you are engaged as soon as they open their mouths, the way they connect their points, the way they build up a story, the way they close the story. Everything about it is captivating and powerful from start to finish. And that is the way people feel about a lot of their favorite rappers, hip-hop artists, singers. The guy that's going to come on today, I mean, when you look him up, he may not be someone that's known, you know, like in mainstream, like a Kanye, like a Eminem, but the reviews and the comments that people leave on his videos all consistently reflect one thing, and that is a lyrical genius. Many will even say it can be argued that he is probably the best of our time. He believes he's the best of our time. And that's one of the lessons and the gifts that I think you're going to learn from the guest for today. A lot of you guys may not really be into hip hop like that. You may not be into rap like that. But one of the things I like about a lot of his songs that I've been able to listen to so far, they really speak to all of us, I feel, on some level. You may not have had his background. You may not have gone through some of his life experiences. But the beauty of his story is the unwavering belief that he has in himself, how he pushes through the darkness from his past, and he has turned it into a beautiful piece of art. For every song that he creates and every piece of music that has entered the lives and worlds of so many people who thoroughly appreciate his gift, his transparency. And I do see him being somebody that definitely has legend status. I don't like to compare artists, but I read a comment where someone said that he is right where Kendrick Lamar was before he really seriously blew up. And I believe that he is definitely going to be an artist that is going to continue to make his mark in a profound and huge way. So when you listen to the interview, listen closely, don't forget his name, and don't be surprised if he ends up popping up more and more into your space, into your reality. Please stay tuned, guys, and we'll be right back with my guest for today.
Get a world-class motivational speaker to your next event. Kristen Hester offers professional speaking services in Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond. To hire Kristen, visit www.kristenspeaks.com. Kristen.
Thank you for listening to the Squat Wisely podcast. Today we have a legend with us. I feel he's a legend. A lot of people think he's a legend. He goes by the name of Cambatta. I found out about him when scrolling on Facebook one day. Somebody posted a song titled Cambatta, Little Dragon Twice. And with it, he said, if you need some healing, listen to this. With that, welcome Cambatta to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm beyond honored and flattered to have caught your attention sonically. I mean, that's such a organic way to stumble past my music, and for it to have immediately got your attention, and that means the world to me. So.
When I was listening to the song, it was so raw, so real. And I could see why my Facebook friend said, if you want some healing, listen to this. When people think of your music as being healing, what are your thoughts on that?
Actually, when I hear that, well, first of all, when people in a general sense think of the word healing, it's about being, hurt and somehow being fixed or, However, obviously, because I'm a musician, I'm an artist, I'm a lyricist, this is something that can only happen psychologically or, emotionally. So when people say it's healing, I think that anybody that's going through anything in their life, you feel alienated when you feel like you're the only one, when you feel like you have nobody to talk to. That's when these things really hurt. And, I have a very vulnerable way of communicating in my music. So I don't hold anything back. I'm really unfiltered and I'm very honest. So I think once somebody hears that I have these experiences and how I'm getting them is probably similar to how they're getting through it. And nobody's perfect. And not only that, but pain and psychological trauma is something that most humans go through at some point in some way. I mean, subjectively, my pain and your pain may be different, but it all translates the same. So, maybe you weren't, sexually molested or, maybe you weren't abused physically, but, sometimes if you live the most perfect life ever, the smallest thing could translate as extreme trauma. So I think people are always seeking a voice. And because I'm doing it musically, it offers them an opportunity to vicariously experience through my voice as with them speaking. So it's not like a movie to where we fulfill the visual aspect of it. When you're listening to music by yourself, it's almost as if I'm speaking for you. So it gives you, like, the healing aspect is in the aspect to which you're not alone. This is something you could cope with. It's something you can laugh at. It's something that you can look back and grow and get beyond. You know what I mean? So I think it's something like that. It's a therapeutic music thing too. Because the beat, the singing, all of those things combined is the alchemy. It's the grand cosmic alchemy. Music's the most powerful thing, I think, in the universe.
Definitely. You talked about the experience of it all and how you are unfiltered, how you are someone who is very vulnerable. You announced recently that you're coming out with your new album this month, and I know a lot of people are excited about that. While creating that album, tell me some of the life lessons that you learned about yourself and life in general.
Wow, that's a great question. I think the plight of an artist is always one that reflects struggle or, some darkness, because it's very hard for some artists to create out of perfection, out of pure, if you're living in a utopia where everything's in its perfect state, it's hard to have that motivation and inspiration to create any kind of artificial piece. However, one thing that I noticed once I became an artist in my early teens is that in the plight of becoming the great artist, you have to be able to accept all the pain in your life, all the different things, because those are the events that you're going to be extrapolating from when it comes down to you. It doesn't have to be that way, but I've noticed that myself and a lot of the artists that I'm aware of all use this. They use their relationship, they use the stress from their everyday life, their childhood, what they've seen in the streets, what their parents have went through, and all these things are able to kind of work their way and create and craft art out of it. So that's one aspect of it. But I think more directly, as far as what I've learned about myself and about the world in general, is that in this music, I'm dealing with words. I'm dealing with language. rap music, hip hop music is the most wordy form of music ever created on earth. There has never been a form of music that contains so much wordage. And because of that, because I'm a lyricist that has to be able to use things comprehensively in context that makes sense, I have to know the words I'm using in and out. So this puts me in a position to almost be like a polymath or a polyglot, somebody that can know a wide range of material, because anything I say, I have to know what it means in order to rhyme it. And that causes me to have to cross-reference, resource, use a thesaurus, use a dictionary. And this is like giving a kid a really good homework assignment that he's actually passionate about. And it just so happens that hip-hop or rap, depending on how varied your content is, it's the mastery of mastering everything. Mastering language means you master everything. You don't even have to touch something, because if you know the words, if you know the expression, if you know the intent of the word, you understand it, you understand it. And that's one thing that I learned through this music, is that it's beneficial beyond just rapping and giving people something to move to. Is by me sitting down and investing so much time in writing, it gives me the opportunity to expand my knowledge. I learned math, I learned history, I learned English, grammar, I learned science, I learned everything because I have to be able to incorporate it in my rhymes. So, it's growth holistically.
I really loved watching you on Sway when you were doing your freestyle, but towards the end, when people were calling in, I really loved the unwavering belief that you have in yourself. There was another video on YouTube where someone in the comments put on there, he is criminally underrated. When you think about the fact that you already have this unwavering belief in yourself, which is awesome, you have fans who believe that you deserve to dominate the mainstream airwaves. Is that enough, or do you still desire to have that mainstream success?
Yes, I would say a little bit of both. It is satisfactory to know that there are human beings out there that understand me and that agree and that relate to me artistically, because it's not just me. If there's got to be a pitcher and there's got to be a hitter in order for you to have a game here. So in order for you to understand something, you have to be on the same page as me. So it is beyond elating to know that there are people out there that understand my message. However, what's tied to mainstream success is usually financial abundance. So it doesn't matter to me to be famous. I know there's only one Jay-Z, there's only one Nas, there's only one Kanye. Tupac and Biggie may never be surpassed. I mean, we're in the future. We're kind of in a halo period at this point. But I do wish and hope, and I am striving to achieve abundance for myself, the people I love, and my family, so that way I can continue to do this and also show that, you don't have to rap about the general cookie cutter things or make music or create anything out of culture. You can be counterculture and still make a living. So it's important that people see me obtain wealth, see me obtain some kind of high level gratification, so that way they know that this route is something that can actually work. Because other than that, it would be real easy if every rapper like me was just so poor. If we all stay poor, we all stay vastly unfamous, then it wouldn't give the young kids a reason to take our path. They're going to go the route of whatever's popular or whatever's popping, which tends to be lower frequency. And this is not to call anybody out. I respect all artists, no matter what you do. But it seems like mainstream music these days is a lot less concentrated and actually progressively positive material. It's just kind of the same stuff over and over and over again. So because they're achieving wealth and because they're achieving fame, it's easy for anybody to be like, well, that's the way to go, because if what Cambatta was doing is so good, why doesn't it pay off? So I think it's bigger than, mainstream success. It contains mainstream success because that's the route. And of course, I'm not bigger